Hello everyone, welcome to our webinar today, No More Buts, Building Your Strengths, Your Power and Your Confidence. I'm Mickey Feldman-Simon. I am the founder of I'm Back at Work, and I am very excited to have Dorothy Biagioni here with us today to present our webinar. I hope you join us for other webinars at I'm Back at Work that are coming up, or watch some of our recordings. So before we get going, I want to make sure that you can navigate and use our webinar panel. So I am going to give you a quick explanation on how to use it. So your webinar panel at the moment either looks like the image on the left where it's expanded, or the image on the right where it is closed up. And what you need to do is click on the orange arrow to open and close it. And you can also, just about above the orange arrow or at the top of the panel, you can click on that and then you can drag it to the side. So if it's currently obstructing the view of your of the presentation, you can just click on the top and drag it to the side. In the last 5 minutes of the webinar, we will have a Q&A section, and you can ask your questions throughout the webinar. We'll address them at the end. You click on that gray questions bar, and then you type in your questions in the blue rectangle underneath. And once you type in your questions, I will see them and I will present all of them to Dorothy at the end of the presentation. So again, thank you for joining us today. And now I'm going to turn my video camera off and pass it on to Dorothy so you can concentrate on the presentation with her. Thank you, Dorothy.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dorothy Biagioni, and I am super excited and super happy to be here. Thank you, Mickey, for inviting me here to share this time with all of you. My main role as an executive business life coach is about helping people to transform their lives, to become empowered. And I know that tends to be an overused word in the last couple of decades. But when I speak of empowerment, I speak truly of a sense of self-confidence, a high level of self-value, of self-esteem. So whatever has happened in the past, that you can find a way to make peace with it, to realize that it is only the past, and to stop allowing anything back there to sabotage your present and to stop sabotaging your future. I am a keynote speaker, a presenter, and a workshop facilitator, hard to get that one out, and a certified hypnotherapist. I do offer online programs and ebooks. I offer packages, programs in groups of anything from 5 sessions onward, depending on what the need is, what the issues are, what we are discussing. My biggest hope for each and every one of you listening is that you do yourselves the favor, you give yourselves the gift of really digging deep, being brutally honest with yourself, realizing what your dreams are, your goals are, where you want to be with life, with work, everything from personal to professional. And take a look at where you're stuck, what is holding you back, and being open to moving forward. So with that, let's move forward. And as Mickey has said, if you have any questions, please type them in and we will address them at the end. Thanks, everyone. Everybody has sneaky confidence stealers. And they're generally because of things that have been said or done in the past. And I know I spoke of the past just a few moments ago. I can't stress how important that is. Everything we take in, whether we have witnessed something visually, heard a repeated statement, or been part of a dysfunctional group, whether it be in your work, your home life, your childhood, anything. All of that's been repeated will sink into your subconscious level. Your subconscious holds approximately 85% of everything taken in, and it is the driver, okay? So if you have a lot of negative statements in there, negative beliefs that you don't deserve, or you don't know how to be happy, you don't know how to reach success, it's going to keep you stuck there. And we want to move you out of there, okay? The thing with the subconscious mind is it will believe whatever it has been repeatedly told, whether it's truth or not. Our intentions always create our reality. And what I mean by that is we have a thought. The thought is the seed, okay? The seed then becomes a belief. And it takes from 0 to 60, you can do that in a second, that seed to belief. Then we start acting on that belief. That belief can be failure or it can be success. Every single day, you have a choice. And I can almost hear some of you in the background going, well, no, I didn't have a choice. Life has thrown this at me, or my circumstances are such as. And I understand all of that, believe me. But you still have a choice. It always comes down to it. If you place your focus on success rather than failure, your mind becomes your intention. Your mind will find ways to circumvent the failure aspect. Your mind will find ways to drive you towards success. It is incredibly important to know where you're placing your focus, to know what your languaging is, your self-languaging. Do you speak to yourself critically? Do you self-judgment? Or are you speaking to yourself with confidence? Do you speak about the world in a negative manner? Or is there always hope? Okay? Either of those mindsets are going to lead to a failure or to a success. And this is an expansion of what I'm saying. Please be careful of your thoughts, because your thoughts become your words. Be careful of your words. Your words become your actions. Be careful of your actions. Your actions become your habits. Be careful of your habits, for your habits become your character. Be careful of your character, for your character becomes your destiny. Again, this is incredibly important. If your old mindset has been about negativity, about, oh, I just can't reach success, I can't become prosperous, I'll never land that job of my dreams, I'll never find my life partner, guess what? You're setting it up for that. You're setting yourself up for self-sabotage, and that is exactly what you're going to get. On the other hand, if you lay that aside and you start thinking in terms of who wrote the rule, who said that I can't be a success, who said that I will never reach my greatness, where did I hear that? And where is that written? Who said that I am not good enough or that I am undeserving, quote unquote? Check into it. Where did you hear that? Where did you learn that? And yes, it could have come about childhood. It could have come about in a workplace or in school. But none of that is important now. Now is what is important. Change the mindset, because each and every person is deserving of success. Every person is. We're so quick to judge ourselves. We are so quick to say, I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, I have too much experience, too little experience, I'm too old, I'm too young, people won't listen to me. All of that is a bunch of baloney. All of that is words or statements that you have either heard or that you have said to yourself. It could be a mixture of. And in all of those words, there is not one grain of truth. Not one. So you really want to start at a clean slate that says, I am good enough. Because if you find yourself judging yourself, you are judging others. If you are judging others, you're also judging yourself. So you want to walk away from that habit. And you want to start with exercises such as every day, write down 3 things that you like about yourself and change those 3 things every single day. And they can be physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, things that you have done to help others or to help yourself. 3 things every day. All of our mistakes, and all of us have a past. All of us have made errors in judgment in the past. None of those define us. But what we can do from our past mistakes or lack of judgment or whatever it is that we have is we can stop beating ourselves up, and we can take those times and say, all right, so what if I take the lesson, but I leave the mistake behind? What did I learn from it? What have I learned? Because in every experience, there is a place to learn. Just like this says, everyone can succeed. Everyone. It doesn't matter what your past has been, because you've lived through it. And chances are you haven't given yourself enough credit that you didn't just survive, you thrived. You're here today, you've shown up for this webinar. So you're wanting more. And with that wanting more, you deserve more. So get out of the little comfort box that you've set yourself up in. Because chances are that little comfort box is holding you back. It's staying in a place of whatever your subconscious mind is still holding. And too many chances are that subconscious mind has got a whole lot of negativity in it. I tend to like to liken that part of the mind as if it's your kitchen trash. Well, it fills up. But if you keep adding to it, it's going to overflow. So you need to empty that, the trash, so that you can start adding more in there. And what you add more in there can either be negative or positive, but at least you're starting at a clean slate. That's where you get rid of the buts as well, okay? We have the buts in our lives. It's, oh, you know, I want to lose weight, but I've never been able to hold a diet. I want to quit smoking, but I'm afraid to gain 25 pounds. I want to go and apply for the job of my dreams, but I don't think I'm qualified. Anything after but, you've now negated the first part of that. You've negated all of it. So you want to get rid of the buts. So as you're reading this, the reality is that everyone can succeed at whatever they put their mind and heart to. And you might be thinking, yeah, but. There is no yeah, but. The reality is that everyone can succeed. Okay, so you do get rid of that but. No more buts. Limitations live in our minds. They are self-saboteurs. They live in our minds. They live in our hearts. So we give them an emotional feel. We give them an emotional flavor. And then we stay there. And what happens? Well, we're giving up on our own level of success, on our own level of fulfillment. We tend to believe that something that's happened in the past, and that may or may not have happened, that may just be our conception, a preconception of whatever it was. It doesn't make it a reality. Okay? If you're really stuck on something like this, my advice would be write down everything that you don't want in life. And I know that may sound counterintuitive, but unless you are very crystal clear about what it is that you don't want in life, you can't possibly know what it is that you do want in life. These help to get rid of the limitations, because you may have more limitations in you than what you realize. So for instance, one of the things may be, well, I don't want to be poor and I don't want to be homeless. Okay, that's what you don't want in life. So the opposite would sound something like, well, I want to have a home that I'm comfortable and well loved and warm and security, and I want to have great financial wealth. Oh, good. Now you might have a but in there. But I don't want to be so wealthy that I come across as Scrooge McDuck. I don't want to be so wealthy that I'm seen as self-centered or greedy. What have you just done there? You've set up an invisible glass ceiling to your financial success. You've now thrown a self-sabotage into your level or height, breadth, and width of success. You have placed limitations. So you can see what our thoughts and our words can bring us right back to square one. Okay, so under your I don't want list, besides the I don't want to be homeless, I don't want to be poor, you might want to write down, I also want to get rid of living in a fear of being seen as greedy, Scrooge McDuck, selfish. I don't want to live with fearing wealth and success. That's the importance of doing an exercise like that and breaking it all down. What is it you don't want? And if you can be truly down to bones honest with yourself, you should be able to come up with a good 50 things you don't want. Give or take a couple. But on average, a good 50 things that you don't want. So what would happen if you were to practice the positive statements? Well, you would start to believe in yourself. Will it feel inauthentic when you first begin? Absolutely. Because you have been believing the negative statements. You have been caught up in a place of believing that you're not good enough, that you don't have enough experience or education to start a business, change career, go after the job of your dreams. On and on it goes. But you're so used to talking or thinking yourself down, perhaps even comparing yourself, and not in a good light, to other people. That's what you're believing. So when you throw positive statements in there, it's going to feel as if you're lying to yourself. It's going to feel very, very inauthentic. And yet, it's the other that's a lie. As you can see on the screen here, we've got a cat looking in the mirror, and the reflection is a lion. Well, how many of us have looked in the mirror and judged ourselves and gone, oh, I'm having an icky day. My hair's not doing what I want. I don't have the right makeup. I'm never going to make it. I just don't have the look. Who says? Because it starts from the inside. It is an inside job. First, you need to have that inner confidence, that high level of self-worth, of self-value. Then you start to look in the mirror And instead of the little kitty cat, you start to see that lion reflected back. From that becomes a belief that you do deserve all that is good. You do believe that you are worthy, that you have every opportunity, every right to go after whatever it is you want, whether it's beginning a new business, becoming an entrepreneur, joining a large corporation, going after whatever your dream is. The late Dr. Wayne Dyer said, change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. And again, that starts with you. I can't stress how much it is an inside job. You know, people go for hair changes, hair colors, lots of makeup, no makeup, slim up, slim down, different clothing, so on. And yet the inside is still not feeling it. The inside is still lacking that self-respect, low self-worth, and low self-love. So it doesn't matter what the outside package looks like. If the inside is empty, that is what will be reflected on the outside. Inside job, folks. Always, always, always. Imagine if you were to change how you felt about yourself, how you viewed yourself. Can you imagine the level of confidence? Can you imagine, even just for a moment, that level of confidence that says, yeah, I can tackle this. Wow, this is exciting. Yes, and of course you may have a few butterflies if you are stepping out of your box and you're trying to attain, whether it's another level of education, whether it's going after another job or starting your own business or starting a new relationship. Yeah, you'll have some butterflies, but you won't have out and out fear because the inside is strong. Ask yourself this question. Are you afraid of failure or of success? 9 out of 10 people will say, oh, I'm afraid of failure. Of course I am. I failed so many times in different things. Oh, yeah, I don't want to fail. And part of that's true. But so many people, without realizing it, are also afraid of success. One, because they're not quite sure what it looks like. So that's brand new territory. Second, if they step into an arena of success, how will their lives change? Will their partner be anxious? Will their partner be jealous? Because now you've hit a higher level of success. Will it take away family time? Will friends try to sabotage? And what can you do about that? Are you really going to hold back on your own success because of what other people say? Or will you speak with all of the people involved in your life? Tell them gently, but quite clearly, what it is you're after and what those changes are going to be. What that's going to mean to your level of lifestyle. And as you can see on the screen here, I've written out the 4 levels of fear. The false evidence appearing real. Those are the fears we hold on to of not being good enough. I'll never get there. I just don't know how to do that. I'm terrified. That's false evidence. It's also false emotion appearing real, because not only do we step into this fear clinically and academically, but we step into it emotionally. So taste that fear. Is it working for you? If it's not, you want to send it on its way. So what we do too often to send it on its way is we go into a form of denial, fudge it and run. Or we go somewhere else. We might go for a facelift, new clothes, read a book a fictional book rather than something that we need to study to further our education. But we'll do anything rather than face what it is we need to face. Fudge it and run. We know that we are nearing success when we are willing to face what it is that we fear, and we face it. We face everything and we rise. We reclaim our own power. That brings us back to empowerment. When we face everything, it doesn't matter what the fear is, whether a failure of success of our past. When we face it, we rise, and that gives us empowerment. We move past fear. We move past anger. We move past anxiety. That gives us power. And for any of you out there that may be saying to yourself, well, I don't so much stay in a state of fear, but I do have a lot of anger issues. Remember this, fear drives anger. Fear drives anger, which keeps you in a state of vulnerability, keeps you in a state of anxiety, low-level depression, stuck. Fear drives anger. So you want to go right back to that state of fear. And if you question this, question any time that you have been angry, and step back 1 second before you allowed yourself to go to anger, you will have faced the fear. Fear makes us feel out of control, vulnerable, fragile. Anger, for a little while at least, gives us a false sense of power, a false sense that we're in control. Whereas in reality, the opposite is true. When you are in anger, you have absolutely no power at all. You've given it away. What you want to do is neutralize all of that. And by that, you go back, you face the fear, you face the resentment, and yeah, you let go of the anger as well. And again, is that going to feel inauthentic? Yes. Only because you have lived in that state for so long that you have become acclimatized to it. It feels real. And yet it isn't. Feeling vulnerable, feeling numb, feeling fragile, feeling hostile. Living in the past of the traumas, the memories, all of it, that is not reality. Reality is owning your own strength and let the past go. Of course, that's all part of this, is breaking the destructive habit of that critical self-talk, self-sabotage. At best, self-sabotage is going to keep you stuck. At worst, it's going to take you backwards. It's going to take you away from any successes that you have known to this point. One of the ways to help break the habit of not having choices, feeling frozen or stuck, is a very boring exercise. But the boring exercise works. And it goes like this. For 3 days, before you do anything, do the I choose. So when you're lying in bed first thing in the morning before you get up, think to yourself, I choose to get up and use the washroom, the facilities, because otherwise I'm going to wet the bed. Does that sound like a choice? You may be saying, well, that's not really a choice. Ah, but it is. You could wet the bed, or you could get out and use the facilities. I choose to have a shower. I choose whatever shampoo, toothpaste, soap that you use. Come out of the shower. I choose to wear these clothes today, whatever they are. I choose this for breakfast, or I choose not to have breakfast. I choose coffee, tea, milk, water, or nothing. You get the drift. Everything you do, You put an I choose before it. Even the most mundane thing, I choose. It does get boring. However, it also changes the mindset from having no choices, I'm stuck, I'm sabotaging my career, my life, my successes, to, wow, I had no idea that I actually had that many choices in my life. After 3 days, when you come to realize how many choices you really do have in your life, you start to feel more of a higher in-depth sense of power, your own self-power. From there, you start making bigger decisions outside of your comfort zone, outside of your comfort box. You start thinking in terms of clarity, right? Because now you got a lot of the gray stuff out of the way. You've come to realize that you have far more power in your life just simply over the choices. And those choices can include, yeah, I'm ready to let go of the past. I'm ready to let go of feeling like a victim. I don't want to be there anymore. Clarity means freedom. Imagine, go to that place for a moment where you feel clear on the inside. You know what it is you want. Go to that place for a moment to feel that personal freedom, to be who you have always wanted to be. And clarity, freedom, really is success. It's success for you. Go there just for a moment. Feel that clarity, feel that freedom. No one is exempt from being able to move forward. No one. There are all kinds of help and modalities and exercises out there for anyone on any budget. And whatever your belief systems are. There are we counselors, we coaches, there's therapists, there's all kinds, there's books, there's courses that you go to in a classroom setting or online. And what I'm talking about when I say online courses, I don't even mean one specifically that you're answering questions and there's an exam at the end. There are online boxed courses where you can learn how to pick up your own personal freedom, your own personal self-confidence at your level. The books, the online courses that you read, and there's exercises for you to do in your own time. And remember this, as you see on your screen, the winner is you. It's always you, and there is no excuse or reason for it not to be you. To go after the job you want, or start the business you want. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Whether you want one-on-one coaching or counseling in your own area, or via Skype, or FaceTime, or Zoom, or phone, it's a wide open world. The winner is you. Always has been, you just didn't know it. And this, when I let go of what I am, meaning when you let go of the perception of who you thought you were, you become who you might be. It's letting go of that false perception. So let's start today. Today I claim my power. Everybody out there, say it. Repeat it all day, many times. Today, I claim my power. Step into it, even if it feels inauthentic, even if it feels silly to say it. Because what's sillier is staying in a self-sabotaging place, staying in a victimization place. Claim your power. Everyone has it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Dorothy. So thank you, Dorothy, for a very informational and a lot of confidence building webinar. We're a bit over our time, but I would like us to address one question that we have. And the question is from Laura, and she's asking, how do you deal with people around you that put down your confidence?
Good question, Laura. With those people, ask yourself, first of all, why are they doing that? Check each of those people out, Laura, and I will guarantee you that they are actually, they're the ones that are insecure, and they boost their false sense of confidence and security by putting you down, by putting others down. Don't accept it. Don't become the recipient for their trash talk, for their garbage. If this has become a bad habit for you that you accept people's trash talk, again, I would recommend speaking with somebody, maybe having some hypnosis just to break that pattern. But even before that, if you look at these people, I guarantee you that everyone who is insulting, offensive, are judgmental, are critical, they're actually speaking about themselves, but they want to give it to somebody else. They want you to own their insecurity. Don't give them that gift. Turn away, close your mind off, smile nicely, and walk away. Do not accept it.
Thanks, Dorothy. I want to add a little bit of something here that I found some people that I felt were adding a lot of negativity to my life. If I can, just try and stay away. So that's one thing. We can't stay away from everybody, but sometimes I felt like it's also on a very specific topic. Maybe somebody's not very supportive about you going back to work. Talk to somebody else about it. Don't talk to them about it. There's probably a reason behind it, but sometimes we just have to sort of, as Dorothy said, just ignore it and put it aside.
That's absolutely right. Yes. And people will. Sometimes people in your own family may be afraid of you becoming too successful and what that means to them.
Right. So again, I want to thank you, Dorothy, and thank everybody for joining us. And please join us for other webinars that I'm back at work, and have a great week.
Thank you, everyone. Bye for now.